Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's journey transcends time, connecting the wisdom of ancient Islamic scholars with the transformative power of cancer research and clinical trials. In this narrative, we'll explore the historical roots of medical knowledge and delve into the profound impact on patients' lives, where the journey from pre-clinical research to clinical trials reshapes the trajectory of their diseases. First, allow me to share my personal story with you, how I came to adopt cancer research as a career path. You see, I'm a pharmacist who comes from a family deeply rooted in the pharmaceutical realm. Both my parents and the three of my siblings are pharmacists. We actually used to joke about it, that we had a pharmacy gene in our DNA. Yet, my journey took an unexpected turn, a deliberate deviation, fueled by a passion to catalyze a change where it's most urgently needed. Although pharmacy is my family's shared foundation, my choice to dive into the intricate tapestry of cancer research stems from an unyielding desire to contribute to the lives of those grappling with the formidable challenge of cancer. So as I delved into my graduate studies at the University of Iowa College of Pharmacy, in the first semester, they asked me to rotate between labs. And I was immediately attracted by the work ongoing in the lab of Dr. DJ Omari, where he was working on exploring genetic and pharmacokinetic predictors of cancer therapy in an attempt to explain variability between different patients and ideally arrive at the hopes of personalized cancer medicine. So there I was in that lab for the next 4 years of my life, collecting samples from patients enrolled in clinical trials, analyzing them in the lab, and trying to answer questions of why some patients survive while others succumb to disease. So as I interacted with patients, I was confronted with the stark reality of the impact this disease had on individuals and their loved ones. You see, cancer is an adversary that does not discriminate. It transcends through age, gender, and socioeconomic status. It does not knock before it enters. It's a diagnosis that does not only impact the patient, but reverberates within families, communities, and the society at large. So witnessing this profound impact on human lives fueled my determination to contribute to the arsenal of weapons against cancer. Researching cancer goes beyond the confines of laboratories. It extends into the very fabric of hope. Clinical trials in particular represent a crucial frontier in the battle against this relentless foe. Every trial is a beacon of possibility, a promise that a breakthrough could be on the horizon. Now, let's rewind the clock to the Islamic Golden Age to explore the historical roots of research and innovation, drawing inspiration from ancient Islamic scholars and tracing the path they paved for the imperative of cancer research and the clinical trials we recognize today. In the Islamic Golden Age, spanning from the 8th to the 14th century, scholars in Baghdad, Cairo, and Cordoba were beacons of knowledge. Visionaries like Al-Razi and Ibn Sina laid the groundwork for systematic observation and experimentation, fostering an environment that celebrated the pursuit of understanding and healing. Early Islamic scholars delved into the intricacies of the human body, challenging prevailing beliefs and pushing the boundaries in medical knowledge. Their contributions to pharmacology, anatomy, and surgery were revolutionary, setting the stage for a deeper understanding of diseases, including those like cancer that were not fully comprehended at the time. Al-Razi, or Rhazes, was a trailblazer in medical research. He emphasized the importance of clinical observation and was among the first to differentiate between benign and malignant tumors. His work laid the foundation for the empirical approach, which is still fundamental in modern clinical trials. Kitab al-Hawi fi al-Tibb, or the Comprehensive Book on Medicine by Al-Razi, is a large medical encyclopedia. It contains notes on diseases, therapy, pharmacology, as well as Al-Razi's notebooks from his readings and the clinical observations. In Al-Hawi, Al-Razi describes dividing a group of patients with meningitis into an intervention group and a control group in order to test the efficacy of a certain intervention. This is probably the earliest description of a control group, a concept largely associated with modern clinical trials. Ibn Sina, or Avicenna, made monumental contributions through his influential work, The Canon of Medicine, or Al-Qanun fi al-Tibb. His emphasis on systematic clinical trials and the scientific method echoes through the corridors of time. In a chapter in the Canon of Medicine, Ibn Sina described 7 conditions for the recognition of the strength of characteristics of medicines through experimentation. The therapeutic principles that are presented in his treatise are very similar to the concepts that define modern clinical trials. The 7 conditions are the use of pure drugs, testing the drug for only one disease, the use of control groups, the use of dose escalation, the requirement for long-term observation, the requirement for reproducible results, and the requirement of a human over animal testing. Although the scientific method had yet to be formally described, Ibn Sina's treatise contained all of its components. Ibn Sina's legacy is a testament to the enduring value of innovation and meticulous inquiry in the pursuit of medical knowledge. Now, fast forward to the present, where the torch lit by these early luminaries has been passed through generations, illuminating the path to modern research and innovation. In the realm of preclinical cancer research, a symphony of scientific exploration unfolds, starting with basic lab research and extending into animal studies. Here, the journey begins with meticulous in vitro experiments conducted in wet labs, where researchers examine the fundamental aspects of cancer cells, studying their behavior and responses to various interventions. These controlled environments serve as the testing grounds for novel hypotheses and potential drug targets. The journey then extends into animal studies, where researchers employ animal models to simulate the complexities of human physiology and the intricacies of cancer progression. These models not only provide insights into the potential safety and efficacy of treatments, but also serve as vital bridges between theoretical promise and practical application. Through preclinical research, the groundwork is laid for the transformative leap into clinical trials, where the promise of innovative cancer therapies takes its first steps into real-world impact. The heart of innovation lies in clinical trials, where patients become pivotal partners in progress. Their courage and commitment to testing groundbreaking therapies represent the mark of hope and reality. It is here that we witness not just medical advancements, but life-altering changes in the trajectory of disease for participants. Clinical trials in cancer drug development typically consist of several distinct phases, each serving a specific purpose in evaluating the safety, efficacy, and potential benefits of a new drug. Here is an overview of the different phases and what goes into each. In phase 1 clinical trials, the focus is on safety and tolerability. So we assess the drug's safety and dosage range in a small group of cancer patients. The drug is administered at escalating doses in order to determine the maximum tolerated dose and identify any side effects or potential adverse drug reactions. In phase 2 clinical trials, the focus is on efficacy. So to assess the drug's efficacy and further evaluate its safety in a larger group of cancer patients. Here, the drug is administered at the established maximum tolerated dose, and researchers observe how well it works against the targeted disease. This phase also helps to determine whether the drug warrants further investigation. In phase 3 clinical trials, the focus is on validation. So we want to confirm the drug efficacy, monitor side effects, and assess its potential benefits in a larger population, often involving thousands of participants. Here, the drug is administered to a diverse patient population in order to collect diverse evidence on its potential safety, efficacy, and benefits compared to existing treatments. If the results of these trials were positive, confirming the drug's safety and efficacy, the drug receives regulatory approval and reaches the market. Phase 4, clinical trials or post-marketing surveillance. These studies occur after the drug has been approved and is on the market. They monitor long-term safety and efficacy of the drug in a larger population. Ongoing surveillance involves collecting data on the drug's real-world use in order to determine its long-term safety and efficacy, and also identify any potential rare or long-term side effects and ensure its continued safety. Throughout each phase, rigorous data collection, analysis, and reporting are fundamental. Patient safety is a paramount consideration, and ethical guidelines and regulatory oversight ensure that these trials are conducted with utmost integrity. The successful completion of these trials ensures drug availability for broader clinical use. Now, among the uplifting stories of the clinical trials we have at the King Hussein Cancer Center, where patients' lives are intricately woven into the fabric of hope. We have the remarkable trajectory change in the case of 77-year-old Muhammad, facing the formidable adversary of stage 4 lung cancer. Omari was diagnosed in September 2017, and without the advanced treatments available in the realm of clinical trials, his expected survival would have rarely exceeded 6 months. However, he was lucky because he has tested positive for a mutation in his tumor and was enrolled to a groundbreaking study that was ongoing at the time, and received a novel treatment targeting the mutation in his tumor. Today, more than 6 years post-treatment, he is still alive with a stable disease and practicing a normal life. His story defies the odds and is a testament to the transformative power of clinical trials and the invaluable role of research in offering resilience, extending life, and bringing the promise of more tomorrows. Another story is that of 42-year-old Noor, who was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, with spine metastasis and a fracture at T8. Nonetheless, her journey took a turn towards hope and normalcy through a thoughtful treatment plan. Opting for hormonal therapy instead of the conventional chemotherapy, she enrolled in a clinical trial that was testing this concept, which actually constitutes a beacon of the paradigm shift in cancer care. Today, she leads a normal life with a stable disease, reflecting the effectiveness of targeted treatments in enhancing her quality of life. As a widow and mother of young children, her social context and personal preferences were considered in crafting a treatment strategy that not only fights the disease, but also allows her to practice a normal life. This narrative is a testament to the importance of individualized approaches in cancer care, where patients can practice their daily routines and experience a higher quality of life while undergoing treatment. The last story of hope I'd like to share with you today is that of May, a 49-year-old lady whose story is a tale of resilience and hope in the face of stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer. Initially hesitant to undergo treatment due to painful memories of her late husband suffering with chemotherapy, who passed away more than 10 years ago of late-stage lung cancer. May's path took a turn toward hope when she tested positive for a mutation in her tumor. Eligible for a clinical trial, she embraced the opportunity to be enrolled to the study, receiving an oral targeted treatment since December 2022. Her latest CT scans revealed a stable disease. Most importantly, the treatment that she receives allows her to lead a normal life, where she can actually carry out her usual household chores, travel to visit children and grandchildren, and enjoys an active social life. Her participation in the clinical trial, marked by the administration of an oral targeted treatment in the form of a pill, not only brought about stability in her disease, but also instilled a renewed sense of hope. May's experience reflects the promising impact of targeted therapies, highlighting the power of personalized approaches in the battle against cancer. The importance of cancer research and the clinical trials goes beyond laboratories and statistics. It's a lifeline for patients. These endeavors, spanning from preclinical exploration to clinical trials, redefine the narrative of cancer. Clinical trials are the bridge between discovery and real-world impact. They are the proving grounds where treatments born from the dedication of researchers and the bravery of participants are tested and refined. It is here that we move beyond theoretical promise into tangible change in the lives of patients. Through this continuum, we illuminate about towards a future where cancer is not just battled, but conquered. For me, this is not just a career. It's a mission, a calling to be part of a collective effort to reshape the trajectory of cancer, offering patients not just treatments, but hope, resilience, and the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. I leave you with this quote by June Goodfield. Cancer begins and ends with people. In the midst of scientific abstraction, it is sometimes possible to forget this basic fact. Doctors treat diseases, but they also treat people. And this precondition of their professional existence sometimes pulls them in two directions at once. I do believe that doctors should treat the disease, but at the same time should work to heal the patient. Healing is not the same as curing. We may not be able to cure everyone, but we should be able to heal everyone. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the past, present, and the life-changing potential of the future. Thank you.